I'm Reed. This is Crowland Publishing, and today we are doing a new series. This one's called Lore, and it is just about how to use folklore, mythology, occultism, and all that weird stuff to be gameable and to basically steal ideas from the real world. The other day, I was talking about Chinese ghost marriage, and I realized it would make actually kind of a cool concept for a adventure. Very quickly, ghost marriage is exactly what you think it is. You get married to a ghost and it becomes legally binding that you are married to that person. There's a few reasons you might want to do that. In some communities, labor might be in short supply, so you need to bring someone into your household. It's not always that easy to adopt them, and it's certainly not always okay for someone to just come into your house. So you marry them to your son or your dead brother or even your dead parents, and they are now legally within your home and legally your family. This way might also work for political alliances. Say that you are going to get, your son and their daughter married. Daughter dies, well, you just marry the ghost and it goes ahead anyway. If you are a woman, sometimes it was considered bad luck to remain unmarried past a certain age. So just to make everyone leave you alone, I married a ghost. Is that cool? There's a lot of reasons you would want to avoid marriage. Maybe you're gay, maybe you don't want to share some sort of land or some sort of inheritance, some sort of property. There's a lot of reasons. One of the other important ones is that it was also considered very, very bad luck if you died without having children in some parts of China and some parts of Asia. So you want to avoid that. So you just say, okay, well, you're a poor person, you've got no prospects. If you come and marry my ghost son, who's dead, you can have some of his money, and any children that you might have, however that might happen, miraculously, are legally my grandchildren. So there's a few reasons that you can see it happening. Sometimes you marry a corpse, sometimes you just marry the ghost. And there is a bit of a dark side to this. If you are a bit touched in the head and a bit lonely, you might decide that you want to marry someone, and if they say no to you, you kill them and you get married to their ghost and to their corpse. It's a whole thing. It's a festival, there's a feast, and then legally afterwards, bang, you are married. And what they do in the afterlife is prepare the way for you, as in any other kind of widowed couple. It's good for a lot of reasons, the ghost wedding. It brings order to the community. It calms the spirits in the afterlife. And generally speaking, it just keeps things moving smoothly. How's this gameable? Well, ghosts are real in D&D. So that's certainly going to lead to some interesting scenarios. It's actually pretty easy to talk to the dead. You just get a 3rd level cleric. Cast Talk with the Dead. So ghost marriages take on a very, very different significance, because you're not just marrying an idea, and it's not just a formality or a religious belief. It's something that actually happens. So let's get to some ideas. Someone might want to marry a ghost to get out of an arrangement. They just want to get married to a ghost. So they do the ceremony. Oh my god, a real ghost appears. Now you're married to a ghost, and that's the last thing you wanted. So you need to contact the PCs to exorcise the ghost, or just arrange to deal with the ghost in another way. Maybe for some reason you can't resurrect them, but a person wants to marry their fiancé even though their fiancé is dead. So maybe you have to find the ghost or the body or whatever to arrange that to happen. A quick adventure into the land of the dead awaits, which could be a really fun kind of Halloween-y themed one-shot game. Someone is being forced into marrying a dangerous spectre or wraith regardless of their desires. They're being put in danger, and someone doesn't care. So you have to go and deal with the wraith, and then deal with whoever is forcing this relationship through, who is endangering this poor spouse-to-be. A haunting is a very, very standard D&D adventure, but you get to the haunted house or the old cathedral or whatever, and the ghost is like, oh, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I've been haunting for days trying to contact the living. I really want to get married. Can you please help me get married? So suddenly you've got to deal with a ghost who's looking to get hitched. Bit of fun. You're a ghost matchmaker. Perhaps one of the PCs is actually the child of a ghost marriage. Necromancy themed and weird warlocks and tieflings, those kind of characters would work quite well here. And you are called by your parent, whichever is the ghost parent or the necromancer parent or whatever, to come and help out with some sort of crisis in the afterlife or the land of the dead. Maybe a ghost and a wight or a lich or something is going to happen. I actually wrote a novel similar to this called Nil Prey. You can buy it on Amazon. The idea there is that the ghosts, the spectral, the wraiths, they have a long-standing feud with the charnel undead, the embodied undead. So they're not getting on very well. Suddenly, if there's going to be a ghost marriage, that's a problem for the PCs, because that means that you will have two different armies of the dead coming together. Nobody needs that. For whatever reason, you end up resurrecting someone, and that turned out to be that their ghost was happily married, and you've kind of sucked their ghost back into their body, leaving their husband or wife in a bit of a problem, because suddenly their husband, wife is gone, and you have to make that right. What if you protect a wedding from ghosts who don't want the wedding to go ahead? Obviously, protecting it from humans is a pretty standard idea. Please don't let my daughter marry a ghost. But what if the ghosts are the ones who object? Why would a ghost not want a wedding to take place? That suggests to me that there is something going on in the afterlife that ghosts might have a problem with. Perhaps they need manpower. Perhaps this particular ghost who's going to get married is a great hero, and they need that hero's experience to lead them, and you are endangering their ghost mission if you let this wedding go ahead. Now that, to me, is actually quite interesting. What if this kind of contact is a regular thing between the PC's living world and the afterlife? What if these kind of ghost marriages are diplomatic? What if, for example, offering prayers and feasts and offerings and altars and household gods and all the rest of it that you give to your ancestors, which is a major part of the religion of the realm, empowers the ghosts. And that, in turn, gives them the strength to fight the monstrous shadows of the afterlife. So you need to work with the ghosts. You need to work with the afterlife. And you can get it wrong. You can get into fights with the ghosts. So there you go. That, to me, is actually quite an interesting campaign setting. Suddenly, being alive is just a prologue to your real world, to your real experience. The empire that waits in the darkness of death. I think there's some pretty good ideas that you've gotten out of just one interesting little bit of folklore. I'm Reed, this is Crowland. It's really, really helpful if you subscribe. So please do. Tell your friends. See you next time. Bye-bye.